Lately, I've been getting that itch again. You know, that itch where you start scrolling through Facebook Marketplace and looking at different cars because, ooh, this one would be cool to modify, or some nice wheels will look good on this one. You know, you start convincing yourself that you need a new car. I know I don't need a new car. You know, I love my Lexus, and a couple of you guys love it too. I don't hate it. I just hate that it feels old. We're gonna try and change that today. So, as you guys know, I'm a young guy in my 20s just trying to figure it out. Obviously, that comes with a lot of different things financially, a lot of different financial prioritizations, such as, you know, saving for grad school, paying off student loans, saving for a future car, saving for, you know, all these different things. It's important for me to be mindful of my finances and have an understanding of how much I can and cannot spend on certain things. When I started thinking about the idea of buying a new car, it sounded super great on paper, but when you start to look at all the math, not so great anymore. And my car's running. I haven't had any issues with my car, knock on wood. But I just can't stop the itch for something new. And then that's when I realized I wasn't necessarily looking for a new car. I was just looking for something new specifically. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add Apple CarPlay to my old car. The initial option that I wanted to go with was the Grand V line, just because that's the most popular and it looks the most OEM. I really was not a fan of the aftermarket touchscreens with like the big Tesla screens and all these different things that people are buying for like $200 or $150. I just felt like they looked laggy. They didn't really fit the car very well. So the Grand V line made the most sense because it was the most factory looking option. But when you start to look at that price, it starts to make a little bit less sense. Right now, I think it's going for somewhere in the realm of $700. I feel like spending $700 for a car that she's pushing 30. She's not, but she's old, and I couldn't justify spending $700 on something like that. That was when I found Mighty Tech Store. Mighty Tech Store actually makes a similar version of the Grand V line. So it's a plug and play interface that will allow you to keep the OEM factory screen and just add Apple CarPlay to it. Now this one, in comparison to the price of the Grand V line, is much, much cheaper. I'm grateful that they've chosen to partner with me and are giving me a discount code to be able to give to you guys in case you guys do want to also purchase this. I'll leave that link down below. And without further ado, let's go ahead and take a look at the unit because it just arrived today and I am so excited to take this on a road trip in like 3 days. So we got to get this installed today. Here we have Mighty Tech Store just thanking me for my order, which is obviously always appreciated. And they gave me a $25 discount as well for my next purchase, which is awesome. And they were super helpful in the process of making sure that I was getting the right one for my car. I was, you know, back and forth with email communication with the support team, making sure that everything was right on my order and making sure that, you know, my item is going to fit, because you don't want to spend that much money just for it to get to you and it doesn't fit. Looks like everything seems to be labeled, which I think is extremely helpful. It's going to be helpful in mounting this inside the car. USB cam, power audio, touch 360 cam, etc., etc. This is a diagram, it looks like. Yes, I think this is a diagram here, so that's also going to be helpful as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in my apartment garage. I don't really have like an empty parking lot or anything that I could use, so we're gonna have to be in here. Is this the most ideal setup? Absolutely not, but it's fine. We're gonna figure it out. Obviously, first step is to take out the radio. A lot of our wires are gonna be run through here, so what I'm gonna try to do, honestly, is I'm gonna get this stuff out of the way. Our wires are gonna be run through the glove box because we're gonna put the box in the glove box. To take the radio out, you have to take out all this whole center console section, take out these vents. There's a lot of videos on how to do this, so I'm probably not gonna explain how to do this, but I'm just gonna show you guys me doing it. I don't wanna break any tabs. I've already done this once before when I was wrapping my center console. So I know this part at least. Take my shifter off. Twists off like a twist top. Boom, boom. People say that getting this top part is hard, so I'm gonna try and make it as easy as possible. As little damage on my dash as possible. All right, I have moved to an outdoor location. It took me a while, but I was able to rip this portion out. As you can see, I definitely destroyed my dash. Also got the bottom section here taken out. I did not show, but it is out. Let me just unplug these. so I can get this all moved out of my way. Screw these sections out. Gotta get this part out. Comes out with these Phillips heads. Just twist that out. All right, perfect. Got the bottom piece out. There we go. This one is being a little stubborn. Let's try these bottom ones. Probably haven't been touched since they were put inside the car. Ooh, I almost dropped my 10 mil all the way down. Center console is out, so from here, as far as I know, it should be just plug and play on the back. I'm gonna switch seats because this steering wheel's in my way. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is the next day. It's actually like 8:30 in the morning right now. So I ended up finishing the entire thing yesterday. When I stopped recording yesterday, I thought that one of my cords was wrong. And because my unit said 2005 to 2008, I thought it might have been the wrong unit. And when I was watching one of the videos for the install, the color of my cords was different. But on the paper that was given to me, I think each paper that they give you in your box will correspond to your exact unit, and that's why they email you and want to get the best understanding of your car as far as like if it has the Mark Levinson sound system versus if it's 2009 versus 2008 versus all of those different things. They're going to make sure that you have the correct stuff. I emailed them last night and they were able to walk me through step by step and help me get everything figured out. So I did work from I think midnight to maybe 1:30 putting this stuff in. It took me a little while, honestly, because the difficult part was routing the cables through the back of the glove box. And the reason that was so difficult was because my hands are big and because the space there is so small. Like if some people take the glove box out and then they'll drill a hole so that they can run the cables easier. And I decided I didn't want to do that because I didn't have the correct tool to be able to drill through the plastic. So I was just going to run it through the back, through the cabin air filter hole. And that's what I did. It ended up getting stuck. So I had to drop the glove box in order to get it unstuck and then run it through that hole. I can show you guys the entire setup and everything, but everything is working. I tested it properly last night. I'm just going to show you guys, all of this. So to get it back in, it's the same process as taking it out. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my unit. Actually, here, as you guys can see, is my unit itself, and the cables are run through the cabin air filter hole back there, which runs through out here. As you guys can see, everything works. Obviously I can play some music so that you guys can also hear as well. All the factory settings, as you can see. I obviously the car's off, so I can't use any of this, but okay, so now that I'm not in the hot cramped car anymore, I feel like I can talk a little bit better about the features and everything. So all of the factory features are retained. The backup camera, the steering wheel controls, anything that you already had in the car is going to be retained. The climate control, the original stereo can also still be used. This is just a bypass to be able to get to access CarPlay, and you can access CarPlay wirelessly or wired. It has CarPlay, it has Android Auto. You can also mirror your phone, and then you can also connect to it via Bluetooth. It's basically like an Android tablet of sorts. It's a very, very easy interface to navigate. I will primarily be using it for CarPlay. That was the main thing that I wanted out of this, and so obviously I am very happy with the result. I took a drive after I finished it out yesterday, and it was honestly perfect. I haven't had any issues thus far. Obviously it's been a day or two. I will probably come back in like a month or so and update and make sure that everything is still functioning as intended. And as we make more money and as we grow and change and learn in life, obviously the temptation to upgrade is always going to be there. And maybe it's not always about upgrading our lives. It's more so just about upgrading the things that we already have. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.